The current best team in college basketball is Houston right now with a record of 13-0 heading into Big 12 play this weekend. Now, when you start talking about Houston and going through their film and breaking it down, it all starts with their defense. According to KenPom, they have the best defense in college basketball thus far. So when we break down their stats right here, this is all through January 5th, 2024. They have the number one adjusted defense, 84.1, which is first in college basketball. Opponent effective field goal percentage is 40.3%, number one in college basketball. And the average Division I is 50.1 for effective field goal percentage. So it's 10 percentage points higher. Then the opponent turnover percentage is 28.4%, which is number one in college basketball, which leads to having the best steal percentage and the best block percentage in college basketball also. This breakdown is going to be broken up into three different parts, talking about the Houston defensive principles. We're going to start with monster the post. So that's what Coach Sampson calls them doubling the post. So there's different principles they have. 3/4 the post, then they roll to the bottom side, no pass back, who just entered the ball, high hands on the double, no middle, and then you zone on the weak side. Next, we'll go through their ball screen defense, which is slide. So that's what the screener's defender does at the line of scrimmage. We'll also discuss the pickup point for the on-ball defender and then the weak side eye. The last part we'll talk about, the pickup point is a step above the three-point line, which we'll also break down in the ball screen defense, but how they guard the ball with squaring up on the ball, taking away the strong hand, and then they stop the ball and stunt the pass, talking about their gap defense. So the first part we're going to discuss is defending the post up. So right here, initially, they're going to three-quarter front the post to take away that post entry pass, and then to set up the double, to set up the monster is what Coach Sampson calls it, like I talked about in that defensive principle breakdown, that first part. So you can see right here, they're going to fight around a three-quarter front the post, and they're very good at getting deflections and getting steals on that post entry. Now, when they have a guard switch, like in transition, or if it's a late switch in a ball screen, you can see they're going to circle the post right here. So the guard's going to circle in front right there to make that pass difficult into the post right there. They do a great job of circling the post. Now this will flow right into how they monster the post with that double team. So they're going to three-quarter front the post on that inside shoulder. So you can see they're going to be on the inside shoulder right here. Then the on-ball defender, the low post defender, is going to go to the bottom side right here, the baseline side, to take away the baseline. Then there's going to be a double coming right here. They're going to take away that initial pass right here, back out to the perimeter, and they're going to zone up on the weak side right there. So you can see the I formation right here on the weak side. This has been one of the key principles to Houston's defense and why they've been so successful recently in college basketball. Every year they're rated high in KenPom for defense efficiency. So once again, monster the post. You can see they're going to take away that baseline. You have the post double coming right here. You have the low defender stepping over. You have the deny right there. Then you have the top of the eye right there at the nail. So they zone up on the weak side. And you can see they're very active on the ball too, to get deflections and to get steals. Here's another example on this DHO. They're going to feed the post. The low post defender right here is going to take away baseline. They have high hands on this double, so it's a difficult pass out, and then they zone up on the weak side. So we just broke down in the previous examples of them feeding the post and doubling from a post feed. Now let's break down of what they do in a Barkley. So a Barkley is when you drive from the perimeter into the low post. So watch right here, the low post defender is going to slide to the baseline right there to take away any baseline drive or a spin off. The double's coming right there from the middle. You can see it's going to be high in active hands. You have the low defender right there taking away that cutter. You have the high eye right there, as they call it, high in that eye formation right here, playing two. Then you're going to deny the closest pass right there, which they don't get to, but you can see the example of what they want to do. They force the player right here who Barkley all the way back out to the perimeter, and then they get a defensive stop right here in this step-up screen. They're going to feed the post again. Watch how the low post defender right there goes to the bottom side. High active hands right there to make that pass difficult, which leads to a steal. Here's going to be another example of a Barkley right here where the guard dribbles into it. The double's going to come from right here. You can see how the guard is walling up right there. He's going to slide to the bottom side right there to take away that baseline spin. High active hands. You can see the high active hands right there, which creates a deflection and leads to a steal. The next part of our Houston defensive breakdown is their ball screen defense. Slide is what I called it because that's what the screener's defender is going to do. He's going to slide 2 steps or when the on-ball defender releases him. So right here, the screener's defender is going to get to the line of scrimmage, what Coach Sampson called it in the Basketball Immersion podcast, is he said he's going to get to the line of scrimmage, which is at the top foot of the screener, and then he's going to slide out until the on-ball defender releases him. Now, the pickup point is going to be a couple steps outside the college 3 for the on-ball defender. So right here, you're going to see the screener's defender get up to the line of scrimmage or the level of the screen to slide out with the on-ball defender now recovering to get back in front of the ball handler. Now you're going to have an I formation on the weak side. So the top of the I has the responsibility to get a short roll. So if the screener short rolls, that's the top of the I's responsibility. If he rolls all the way to the rim, that's the low defender or the low man in the I formation's responsibility. Right here, you have a middle ball screen. They're going to slide out right here. The on-ball defender is going to recover back. Now you have a pop right here from the screener. So you see the screener's defenders all the way out right here sliding. So now you have the weak side defender right here who's going to rotate up. Now the screener's defender that was just in the ball screen is now going to recover to get back in front. And Houston always has active hands, which creates tough passes. And at the rim, they're excellent at going verticality. Here's a secondary drag screen right here in transition. They're going to slide out right here. You can see the on-ball defenders recovering back to get back in front to force the offense to go into the next action. Now, this is an empty side ball screen right here. So that means there's no one right here at the break or the corner. So the low defender has a responsibility right here to tag. You can see the low defender playing 2 right here when they make that pass to the opposite slot right there. Then they have to recover all the way back in the play right there. Great gap help and a great rebound. Delay or 5 out right here offense. You have a side ball screen right here, single side, which there's a shake up right here. Now you can see that defender's going to open up right there to tag, and then they have the responsibility to get back up to the shake. And then the screener's defender is going to recover back right there to the roller. Anything on the side with a step-up screen, they're going to ice it, which means you're going to force it down to the sideline. It's called ice, down, or blue. And you can see they're still sliding or at the line of scrimmage right there with high active hands. And then this is what's really important to see is watch how they point and communicate right here of where their matchups are at. So he's pointing, I got there. This defender right there is pointing that he has this offensive player there so that they can match up. But now this offensive player spaces out. That offensive player drives. This defender has to help up. So now this low defender right there has 2 on the weak side. And it's all communication. They're excellent at communicating too. Here's another example. Now on this step up screen, they're going to slip out. And you can see the rotating defender right there takes the pop right there. and then the next defender right there will rotate up to take the next pass, and then this defender will rotate out when they swing it. Now the low defender right there opposite will help on this baseline drive right there. Just great defense, rotating and then communicating. Now they're going to defend a slip cut. So a slip cut is when the screener comes up and then he'll slip out of the action right here. So he's not going to actually set the screen. He's going to slip out, and you can see they're going to squeeze right there, which means you basically grab the screener right there to stay connected and then to go with the screener when he slips. Now they have a step-up screen right here. You can see the screener's defender is at the line of scrimmage again. High active hands. The rotation comes to the pop right there so they can rotate, and you can see they're active on the ball right there, and then they'll recover back with great communication right there, contest that shot, and then get the defensive rebound. Now they're going to defend a horns V action by Xavier. So that's two players at the elbows coming up. The ball handler can go either way. So you can see the pickup point is a couple feet outside the college 3. So the screener's defender right here is going to get to the line of scrimmage. The on-ball defender right there is going to get over top. You can see the low defender right there is going to tag the roller. And then he can play 2. But since they're so active on the ball, that makes that pass very difficult. Next, they're going to defend the chase action, which is when you enter the ball and then the offensive player will chase to go get it. And it's very similar. It's the same principles. They're going to slide out right there, get over top. Now look at the eye right here. The screener right here is going to short roll. So the top of the eye right there has the responsibility to take that until the screener's defender can get back. And then the next defender's playing 2 right there, which he does an excellent job of. And then he'll recover back to his offensive player right there. Next, we have their dribble handoff defense. Is the same principles as their ball screen defense. Now it's going to be to slide out right there. Now it's an empty side, so that means the low defender right there is going to tag, which he does. And he has the responsibility now to get back once the screener's defender recovers back to the roller. But one of the things we keep seeing is they're so active on the ball with their hands that they create a lot of deflections in their ball screen coverage. Now, arguably the toughest action to guard in college basketball is the zoom action, which is a down screen right here into a dribble handoff. So they're going to chase this or stay on the hip, lock and trail. Now the screener's defender is going to slide on that dribble handoff. They're going to flip it, and you can see the screener's defender now gets to the other side, which is an excellent job right there of this ball screen coverage from that zoom action. Here's another example of defending the zoom action right here. And they do a great job of not allowing the keep action, which is the ball handler keeping the ball and then turning the corner. They stay attached right here until that DHO, and then they'll slide out right there to force the ball handler to go all the way to half court right there, and then they'll recover and then defend the ball. Here's another example of defending the zoom action. So right here you have the down screen with the DHO. Now watch what they do with the roller right here. So you can see they're at the level sliding out right there. Now the tag defender right here will stay with the roller until the screener's defender can get back. So he tags the roller right there, and then he'll recover out to the perimeter right there. Great closeout, keeps the ball in front. Another great defensive possession right here for Houston. The last part of our Houston breakdown is their gap defense, and that starts with their on-ball defense. So they want to square up the offensive player, keep the ball in front, but take away any strong hand drives. But next in that is the gap defender right here. He's going to stunt and then recover. And you can see when he stunts, there's another stunt right here. It's called stunt the stunner. And this player right here now stunts up to this gap, and then he'll recover back to his offensive player there. Now, when this offensive player drives, there's the gap defender there. He's going to recover out. This is a great possession showing what gap defense is from Houston. Here's another example right here. So this is the gap defender right there. On this drive, he's going to swipe or stunt and then recover back right there with the on-ball defender is going to get back in front with a great swipe down. Here's another example right here. On this drive, watch the gap defender right there. He's going to stunt and then he's going to swipe right there to get a steal. When you stunt, you can get swipes right there when you stun in with your inside foot and inside hand, like this defender does right there, guarding the strong side wing. It's a quick swipe down, and that creates steals and deflections. Here's another example of Houston's gap defense right here. So when this offensive player starts his drive back to his left hand right here, there's going to be a gap defender right there who's going to get a swipe right there because he's in his gap already. He's already set in his gap to deter any drives, which will allow for deflections and steals. Just great defense again by Houston, diving on the floor right there for the steal.